Hi, everybody. This is Professor Dawn, and I wanted to welcome you to the term and welcome you to IT 200. A little bit about me. You can learn more about me in my bio, but I've been a technology professional for over 30 years, and I've always tried to teach at least one or two classes a semester. Because enjoy it. So I've done this throughout my career. I really love learning about all of you. I really love teaching. I really love talking about technology. What did I want to start with? I think the first thing I want to start with is our discussion boards. These are unique to SNHU and online learning. What they try to do is simulate those conversations that happen maybe at the water cooler or happen before or after the meetings, where we look at a topic and we really pull in our experience, our ideas to discuss that topic uh, with the material we are learning. So really, you know, I love when students take a risk and when it's backed up with key ideas and thoughts, right? So you look at the topic, learn the topic, and then use your experience to really talk about that topic. The other thing I wanted to say is start work early, or as best you can, right? I know that we all have competing priorities. So take a look at the module early, take a look at what you have to do for the week so you could strategize on the best ways to get things done. Leaving it till the last day makes it a little bit difficult. For instance, you want to make sure this week that you've downloaded the text, make sure you're all ready for the work that you're going to be doing in the textbook. And you also want to make sure you can download Visio and access Visio because that's going to be used for our first assignment. So speaking about that assignment, it's a great assignment for you to look at the concepts against something in your life. So when you look at it, don't overthink it, right? I want you to look at it by saying, what is a system in my life that I can model using the ideas that we are learning? What is the purpose? What are the parts? What are the feedback loops? And why is it a system? So let's talk about purpose first, because I find this interesting. So let's take a really simple system. Every morning, I get up and I make a cup of coffee. What is the purpose? Well, my purpose can be just to make a cup of coffee. My purpose can be to make a great cup of coffee. I know how I want to start my day with that great cup of coffee that tastes good, that wakes me up. So that changes my purpose, right? So if we think about a cup of coffee that tastes good, we think about a cup of coffee that wakes me up, a strong cup of coffee. Well, just a purpose of making a cup of coffee versus a purpose of making a great cup of coffee that wakes me up creates different feedback loops and possibly different parts. So I want you, this one I love to talk about, so feel free to give me a call. And again, you're going to be putting in, let me just take a look to see if there's something I can do to make this a little bit easier. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, on every paper, always put your date, always put your name, your course name, your assignment name. You could also put, my name. Again, what we're doing here is you want to do this material as if I am the manager, right? So really take this as a real life assignment in the workforce where you're presenting it to me as the manager, and I'm going to take a look and give you feedback for whoever we need to share this document. I like to look at these as if we are in a work scenario. So the first thing, read your rubric, read the information about the assignment. It doesn't specifically say to put the system name, but it's good practice to put the system name so that if I come in, I get my fingers on. Okay, so it's always good practice to put the system name because as the manager, as the client, whoever I am in this scenario, I go, oh, I'm alerted to the fact that this is making a cup of coffee. And then what's the purpose of this system making a cup of coffee? Not the purpose of all systems, but what is the purpose of this system? And remember, even if you say one of your systems is driving to work, is it driving to work the quickest way possible? Is it driving to work so it's relaxing drive so that I can start my day in the office fresh? So when you think about the purpose, that is going to change the system. So again, what is the purpose of your specific system? Then you're going to do the parts. And what you want to do, if we think of systems, we always want to make this clear, right? If I'm looking at a specification document, there's lots of clarity in it, right? So I could come in as the manager, I could come in as the client, and I could say, okay, what is part one? Ooh, got it. What is part two? Now, the interesting thing in these systems of our own, think about, look at your reading. Are you or am I a part of my system? Am I a part? And I'm going to give you a couple more hints there. In your reading, think about what creates those feedback loops in your system, right? There's some key information and the information you're learning this week about what creates those feedback loops. So the other piece that you're going to do is I'm going to end here. The other thing that you're going to do is you're going to model this in Visio. And sometimes students think that that is the most important part, but take a look at your rubric. It is one element, right? So if you're looking at a specification document, those words that you're saying are just as important as the Visio, right? Because you're explaining it to me and then you're showing it to me visually. So I think that's about all I have to say for this week and this assignment. It's exciting. I think the last thing that I want to say is the more you put in to the course, the more you get out, right? The more research you put into the discussions, the more you learn, right? So, use this class wisely, use it for yourself, and I'm excited.